As usual with a John Martyn song, we're not going to learn note for note exactly what he's playing because he's not a guy who would ever play this song the same way twice. So we're going to do our usual thing with John Martyn. First we're going to learn the tuning, then we're going to learn a standard accompaniment pattern for the song, which is basically what he's really doing what he was doing when he played this song. And then we'll look at a few variations on that standard accompaniment pattern that you can, if you want to, throw in during the song, although they're never essential. As usual, the tuning is the key to this song, and it's a really unusual and distinctive tuning. Let's work from the first string, and we'll tune the first string down from E to D. Tune the second string down to B flat, or your tuner may show it as A sharp. Tune the third string down to F, and the fourth string tune up one semitone to E flat, or your tuner may show it as D sharp. The fifth string comes down to G, and the sixth string all the way down to C, where it'll be very low and it may even rattle a little bit. Cool, that's the tuning. It's an incredible tuning. If you know anything about music theory, the interesting thing about this tuning is that the bottom three strings are tuned to an open C minor chord, and then above that on the top three strings are the increasingly jazzy additional notes, the 7th, the 9th and the 11th. That's why on your song sheet you see that all the chords in the whole song are minor 11ths, because this open chord is C minor 11. And if you know solid air very well, you may even recognize the sound of that tuning just by playing the open strings. Of course, once you've got the open tuning down, the chord shapes in the left hand are incredibly easy, because every shape makes a chord. So there are only 4 chords in the whole song. The first chord is the open strings. Now actually, I, and John Martyn too, almost never uses that chord. We'll come back to the alternative in a moment, but officially that's the first chord, that's the C minor 11 chord. Your tab shows that as C minor 11, your song sheet shows that as chord number 1, rather than write C minor 11 on your song sheet. That's chord number 1. Chord number 2 is F minor 11 on your tab, and chord 2 on your song sheet, and it's simply a bar of all 6 strings at the 5th fret. Chord 3 is the chord, it's C minor 11 again, but your tab says C minor 11 type 2, and your song sheet says chord 3, and I play this most often, and so does John Martyn, for the chord of C minor 11, the home chord. It's only the 5th string, 5th fret, the rest of the chord is open, but it helps when you play that chord also to add your first finger at the 5th string, 3rd fret, because that note is quite useful to use in the accompaniment. That's chord number 3, C minor 11 type 2, and chord number 4 on your song sheet, or G minor 11 on your tab, is a bar of all 6 strings at the 7th fret. Alright, now the important thing is to get into the accompaniment pattern.